I've separated my draft board, Brian. When once I had edges, right? I'll have like edge linebackers and edge, like bigger DN type dudes. And what I noticed on my board when I have it like that, and you guys can go see my board, it's pinned to the top of my Twitter, is that I had less edge linebacker guys than bigger edges. I only got 8 stand-up linebacker edge guys, right?
Yeah.
So it was good to see Keyron Crawford as a guy that I think will probably be a standing linebacker edge dude. But I'm watching him, Brian, and hey, man, I came away pleasantly surprised with what I saw from Keyron Crawford. I like them as a pass rusher much more than his running mate, Keldrick Faulk there, Brian. So that's one thing. Crawford is interesting because I don't think he's quite the bendy guy, but he is bursty. He is explosive. I see him firing off the football, and I see him being more of he's interesting because he's a standing linebacker power rusher type, right?
Yeah.
I see him get those hands in there. I see him striking and extending. Not the cleanest pass rush technician, but you see him work different moves. You see him work different setups, different arm swipes, different, rips and things like that. I've seen him bull and get off a bull and go make another play. I think his highs are really highs. I think he has lows, and his lows are running down the middle of people. That's kind of what he does. But then he'll have another high where I'm taking the edge perfectly, cross chop, get around and make a play on the quarterback, or I'll push you directly into the quarterback. Then he has a couple more plays of him running down the middle of guys. It's interesting because as a bigger power rusher type dude, I didn't think that he was very aware in the run. I think he did a lot of stuff weird.
That's an issue.
Yeah. Like, for him to play as big, I would imagine that he'll be better versus run, but he's not. I think he has good effort in the run, but when they pull at him, he runs up
field. The awareness is
he doesn't really take it head on. If you down block him, he stays down block. He doesn't cross face. If you're reaching him, he'll work up and let you reach him instead of working to the outside, right? So the run game awareness stuff, I wasn't that high on. He's not super refined, but he does have a good effort as a run defender. You just got to work on his techniques or whatever. I thought he was a much better pass rusher than he was run defender. Brian, I did like his tape though. I like his highs a lot more than his lows. I don't want to say I'm being a coward, right? I think a team, if you had like a late third, I could see a team taking them late third. I could see it.
There you go.
And that's kind of where I have him in my third rounds. Just my edge linebackers, right? Not my bigger guys, but my edge linebackers. I got Moore from Michigan. I got Joseph's Tennessee.
Yeah.
And at the bottom in the third round, I got Crawford from Auburn. So that's why I got him, Brian.
Yeah, I put him in the top of the fourth, and I had him ahead of some guys like let me look at like Kamara, Yakis, Dennis Sutton, Sapp. I had him. Those are all fourth round guys. That Sapp I might drop a little further than when it's all said and done. But I had him in the top of the fourth. I too liked his tape. I honestly think this guy's best football is ahead of him. He is a guy that, to me, 6'4", 253. I'll disagree with you on something. I do think he's a little bendy. Okay. I think he's got some of that, the lower half kind of. You watch him play, and he's kind of he kind of gets around. I was watching him, in the All-Star games, and then I was watching him, against Georgia, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, and I think that this guy he's got it all ahead of him. He just didn't start playing football till he was a senior in high school, so he's still developing. He doesn't have the instincts you mentioned in the running game, the technique really not. But as a stand-up guy and occasionally put his hand down, I saw a twitchy takeoff. I saw a guy that can kind of change direction. I saw a guy that kind of allowed himself to, with some pop in his hands. You're right about getting caught up on some blocks and stuff like that. But, man, he's got the ability. They showed him rushing. They showed him dropping. In these games, the Vanderbilt game, that was a little bit of a game where you mentioned the problems with defending the run, where they took a blocker right at him, and he just didn't handle it all that well. But man, he's got the physical makeup that you would love. He's got the size, and this is where all of a sudden in my brain, and I asked the question of Will McClay at the combine. I said, "What's the one thing that gets scouts in trouble drafting?" He said, "Traits." And this guy's got a lot of traits, and I put him in the top of the fourth. He doesn't look out of place when he's like dropping. Like you could see him kind of like, it's not like drop and kind of get lost. I mean, he's going to an area and then he's reacting from that. So I just feel like that maybe he gets with the right program. They'll use him as a rusher. They'll use him as an outside linebacker. He's got the size. It looks like he's got the temperament to go make plays and kind of, attack the pocket the way he did. So I think you're right. He's probably going to go before I have him going in the fourth round. This might be a third round guy.